Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a huge question we're seeing everywhere. How do you get past those sort of generic AI videos and start making something truly cinematic?
That really is the mission, isn't it? And our sources all point to one major strategic insight. You have to stop thinking like you're just writing a text prompt.
And start thinking like a film director.
Exactly. To succeed in tools like, Kling or VO, you have to use the actual language of filmmaking. We're talking camera angles, lighting, movement, the whole deal.
So it's this new creative revolution, but the AI actually responds best to old school cinematic language. And the workflow itself seems pretty straightforward, right? LLMs for the lyrics, Suno AI for the music, and then these specialized tools for the video.
Right. And to be a director, you need a blueprint. Our sources show that word order is everything. Keywords at the start of your prompt, they get weighted way more heavily by the model.
So there's a template to follow.
Kind of. A good starting point is usually something like camera angle, then subject, then details, style, lighting, and finally color grading, in that order.
Okay, let's break that down. The power of that blueprint must really come alive with the camera work. How much does an angle really change the story?
Oh, fundamentally, it's all about power dynamics. Think about a low-angle shot. The camera is below the subject, looking up.
Right, which makes them feel stronger, taller,
Yeah.
more imposing.
Instantly. And you can flip that with a high-angle shot, looking down on the subject. That makes them feel weaker or smaller. And for pure emotion, you need a close-up shot to see the face, or an extreme wide angle to establish this, vast sense of scale.
So if we use that low angle to show a hero's power, could we then pair it with, say, cool tones to make that power feel more serious, or maybe warm tones to make it feel more heroic?
That's exactly the kind of synthesis the AI needs. Cool tones, your blues and grays, they give you that calm, sometimes melancholy vibe. Warm tones, yellows, oranges, they create warmth, coziness.
And you can get even more specific with keywords like muted or pastel, right?
Yeah, muted gives you that darker, less saturated look. Pastel is much more lighthearted. Baby blues, light pinks, it all shapes the mood.
Which brings us to lighting, the last piece for a perfect single shot. Everyone knows golden hour.
It's basically a cinematic cheat code. That soft, warm glow just after sunrise or before sunset, it just works. But you can get more dramatic.
Like silhouette lighting.
For sure. Put the light source behind your subject. It creates this amazing contrast, a sense of mystery. And you can combine it with other things, like a side light to add texture.
Okay, so you've nailed the visual language for one perfect shot. The next big hurdle is consistency across a whole music video. How do you do that?
Right now, image to video seems to be the best way. You use a reference image to transfer the look of your character or your style into new scenes. It helps keep everything coherent.
And for even more control, I've seen talk about animating between two different images.
Ah, you're talking about the start and end frame feature? It's a game changer. It lets you define exactly how a scene should begin and end, so you can animate a character morphing or even chain different camera angles together seamlessly.
So we're literally directing a virtual camera. What's the right language to tell it how to move? I've heard just saying zoom out isn't the best idea.
It's not. The better directorial phrase is camera pullback. It just gives a smoother, more cinematic result. Or for that classic circular shot around a subject, the arc shot, you want to use rotating lens.
And to follow a character.
That's a tracking shot. It keeps the subject in the frame as they move through the scene.
And finally, it all comes together in post-production. You use an editor like CapCut to match the video's pacing to the beat of the music.
Yep. And don't forget those simple tricks, like reversing a video. A hand picking up an object can instantly become a hand placing it down perfectly. It can solve so many little problems.
So what this all really means for you is that the final quality of your AI video doesn't just rest on the tech. It rests on your understanding of traditional filmmaking composition, pacing, storytelling.
Exactly. And that raises a really provocative thought. The biggest challenge here isn't learning the tools, it's mastering the emotional journey of your story. You have to use these camera angles and color cues to make the viewer actually feel what your AI characters are feeling. That's what turns a cool video into a compelling narrative.